It's opening morning of the 2014 deer season. 2 days ago, we got a good dump of snow, and it looks good. This is what we need to start the season off with. So I've hiked out here, I don't know, hour and a half or so. I've seen several small bands of does. One band with a little buck in it, but nothing worth chasing yet. It's nice to get out though. Do a little hiking today and see if we can't find a buck chasing a doe. The rut should be going pretty good. There's a herd of deer over there in that saddle. Just milling around. There's one small buck there, but that's all. So I'm going to head up, sneak around through there, and eventually end up way over there, go over the other side of that mountain, see what I can find today. It's a little early though, even with the snow. I'd expect 4 or 5 more days before the herds move in here. But you never know, just gotta keep looking. Well, I'm over on the back side of that mountain that I showed you earlier. Haven't seen any deer between here and there. There's 2 deer down below me. There's no bucks around. It was, this morning, it was 0 degrees when I left the house. It was a little bit colder up here. It's warming up a bit now. The sun's come out, but it's still really cold. There's about 10 inches of snow. Those deer right down there. If this snow had fallen about a week ago, there'd probably be a lot of deer in here. But they haven't had time to push down. They're still up there in those mountains. That's where the general archery season is open right now. But their season closes a lot earlier than this one. And this one, with this snow, there could be a lot of deer down here. But we'll give it another week and then start hunting hard. For now, I think it's time to just kind of pussyfoot along and see if there's a stray buck somewhere. I kind of doubt it, but we'll go looking anyway. These are those deer that I was looking at just a minute ago, way up on the hill. Well, it was longer than a minute ago. That was a long hike, but I came around behind them. The biggest 4-point went over the ridge to the right of me here. I'm about the same elevation. Another buck down there chasing does. There's been lots of fighting going on over there too. So the rut is definitely on. Now let's see if I can get one of these bucks around here to make a mistake. got above that buck. Usually when you're trying to hunt these mule deer, if you're down below them, you got a much tougher job ahead of you than if you can get above them. Doesn't mean you can get any closer, but they're usually looking for danger down below them. Sometimes you can use a ridge to come over on top. Sure like to get a chance at that guy. It's the third weekend of November and first full weekend of the late archery season here in Idaho. We had pretty good snow up here until just yesterday, and last night a lot of it melted. There was over a foot of snow here 2 days ago. But that's alright, it makes it a little quieter stalking. I've seen a few bucks this morning, one real nice one. I think I've seen 4 small 4-points, a couple little forked horns. One real good buck. He's over behind me right now. I have no way to get to him. So I'm going to sneak around, move through some of these gullies, and see if I can find some other ones. But it's a good start to the season. Got another 3 weeks to go, and it'll just get better, especially if we can get a little more snow. About 30 minutes ago, I walked right through there. There were no deer there then. There sure are now. I stalked this herd, and I got within shooting range of 2 of the does, actually 4 of the does, and I had to just freeze and wait and wait. I had 2 of those bucks right down below me, but they were still about 65 yards out. And then 2 does came walking right to me. Finally they saw me, stood there for a long, long time. And then they got a little spooked and jumped out and got the bucks out of their beds. Now they're all heading back up the hill. Finally time to start getting serious. Big bucks have moved in. At least a few of them have. And there's a few medium-sized bucks around here too. This is Thanksgiving morning, so I'm going to work up an appetite. Hopefully kill a buck, but if not, I'll get in about 5 good hours of hiking. It'll be kind of fun. I'll show you where I'm hunting here. So busted. I came around the back of a ridge to sneak on 2 other bucks. As soon as I stepped out into the open on this ridge, there's that guy bedded down looking at me. Man, that's a nice buck. I've got at least 2 bucks to the left of me here, but they're not that big. Oh man, I'd like to have seen him first. He was within range. If I would have come over just a little bit up to my left here. That's the reason that you can hike these hills all day long. No matter how difficult it gets, how tired you get, how cold, how wet. When you see those boys, you just keep going and you keep coming back. Oh, he's a pretty one. he's about 70 yards from me. But he absolutely knows I'm here, so there's nothing I can do. I may find him later this morning. When I come back down, he'll be calmed down by then.
Trying to be a 3-point. 3 on one side for 1
All right.
yeah, he's no giant, but he's mine.
Way to go. Yeah, I'm stepping all over the blood trail here. It looks like he was already tumbling.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Which way did you come up this morning?
What?
Which way did you come up this morning?
Around there.
Nice. That's what he looks like.
Way to go. Well, tell me what happened. I was watching the whole thing, but explain it to us.
I'd actually seen him about 20 minutes before I actually shot him, and I had missed him, shot underneath him, about 52 yards. He ran around the corner. Some other deer came down the draw that was with him. I thought these actually went over the top. And I come across the draw, look back up the hill, see you up there, and this guy and a couple other bucks were down right below you. And so I just stayed put, see if something would work out. And there was another doe with him. They came right back around, just 45 yards from me. And the doe actually circled around. She was like 5 yards right behind me. Him and another buck were at 45 yards. Couldn't see the other buck real good, so yeah, just had to make it happen. You know, it's about the gist of it.
Excellent. And here's the funny thing.
He ran pretty good. I don't know, but he was on a death tumble, I think, down the hill.
So what broadhead did you hit him with?
I'm using a Montec striker.
Ah,
Grain.
it struck him hard.
Yeah.
After I watched you shoot, I heard it go kapow when it nailed him.
This is the Matthews Monster Chill X, brand new bow. De-virginized it with this buck. So I guess we're back in the saddle for killing today.
I just drew on that doe at probably 19, 20 yards, but I couldn't shoot. Not ready to start hunting does yet. It was a perfect quartering away shot. It would have been just right, but not yet. lot of deer today. They're all on these big open slopes kind of down in the middle. I'm the only guy hunting up here, so nobody's moving them at all. It's very difficult to get close. But here's kind of what it's like everywhere I go. Either from one slope or the other, there's always at least one deer watching. Here's one right here. Well, I've been down again. I just stalked a buck over here about 40 yards. I got 50 yards from him. But he spotted the top of my head, so he trotted over here to the left. Now I've got a herd of deer just sitting there, so there's nothing I can do. I'll show you kind of what it's like. Well, it's getting pretty close to the end of the season. I told my wife this morning I was going to start hunting does, and that I did. Had a little bit of fun. Stalked around on a couple, saw a couple of real small bucks. Actually got pretty close. Then I got a good chance at 3 does. They were feeding up towards a knob, and they were kind of in a little bit of a gully as they came up, a real shallow gully. So I worked around the other side, got on the other side of a big bitter brush, and they couldn't really see me. So I just inched a little closer, got down on my knees, waited for them to drop their heads and feed a little bit, and I inched out to the right side of the bitter brush, and had a pretty good shot at one of them, but it wasn't the one I wanted, so I had to wait, and finally got a real good shot, 35 yards, and it worked out quite well. I'm going to have some good eating this winter. The season was kind of different. Started out, there was no snow and very few deer. But then within a few days, we had a super cold snap. Got about 10 to 12 inches of snow, and it got right at zero. Up here on the hills, it was a little bit below zero, but very cold. And all of a sudden, there were a lot of big bucks showing up. I saw the biggest buck I've ever seen in my life. He was absolutely gigantic. And then it was pretty good for a while. Then the snow melted. We had a warm snap, and it's been probably 8 to 10 days since I've seen a big, fully mature 4-point. Seen some small 4-points, a lot of forked horns. Yesterday I saw one mature 3-point. That's the first, I guess, mature buck that I've seen. But there were quite a few does around, and I like to eat deer too much to not get a deer, so I put the sneak on and made a great shot. And so now I got to do a little skinning. Got a ways to pack it out of here, but that's all right. I kind of look forward to that. So time to switch gears, see what comes up next. Maybe a pig hunt, definitely some rabbit hunting in the winter, and lots and lots of stump shooting and getting gear ready for next year. While I'm packing this deer out, I thought I'd show you how I rig my Safari Tough quiver up. Take a piece of parachute cord, run it through my shoulder strap so it's part of my pack. And then when I need to, I'm going through brush or crawling on my knees, I carry it like this. I can cinch it up like that. When I'm making the final bit of a stalk, I usually just tip it like that. Works out pretty well. It's a good quiver when it's raining like this. Keeps my fletch dry and everything's good.